Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. And today I have got a very special guest. It's taken a long time to get him on, but it is my big brother,
Hey,
Garth. Welcome, Garth.
thank
How
you.
are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for inviting me to your fabled studio.
And the reason Garth has actually decided to say yes this time is because we're going to do the Beatles tag. And Garth is a big Beatles fan. In
Mhm.
fact, that's where I learned about the Beatles was from him. So, Garth, very briefly, when did you get into the Beatles?
Probably 1976. In England, UK, they released all the Beatles singles in the green sleeves.
That's right. Yeah, I
I
remember.
think I bought Yesterday first, and then I picked up four or five
Yeah,
other ones,
yeah.
and that was the start. When we were on holiday, weren't we, in New York that year?
We were indeed, yeah.
And I bought a Beatles
The
cassette,
Beatles cassette,
yeah,
oh my goodness.
which I thought was the Beatles, but it wasn't really.
And there was a track on it called Come and Get It, which must have confused you for a while,
That's
didn't it?
right. And I think Mother was on it.
Mother was on it as well, yeah.
Yeah, but people pretending to be the Beatles.
Yeah, so I
So,
haven't seen that in years. I don't know
no,
where it is.
no.
Okay, so we're going to have a go at this Beatles tag, 10 questions. We'll try and get through it as quickly as possible. So I'll read out the question. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
You'll
Certainly.
go
I'll go
first.
first.
Right, so I don't have the glasses, so I'm going to get my magnifiers on here, my Poundland specials. Okay, question one. Show and talk about your favorite Beatle acquisition of 2025. It can be a record, a collector's item, a Beatles product, etc.
Right, this is a strange one. This was a Christmas present. Was it from you or from my wife?
That was the wife was on. She's not allowed to be watching this video.
Right, anyway, it's this, which is empty, right? It is, would you call it a file?
It's like a ring
A
binder
ring
for the
binder,
bigger
ring binder.
for the Beatles books.
It holds these here, which is the Beatle Monthly magazines. And I had these here, my Beatle monthly magazines in these, but I was a few short and I had a pile of Beatle monthly
Mm,
magazines left over. So I got some of these here for Christmas.
yeah,
And they were good. The Beatle monthly ones, they started in 1976.
the short the camera there or
So
something.
there you go. They started in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was around about episode four, five, or six whenever I started
I would have
uh,
been,
picking them up.
yeah,
So that would have been the number four.
because they became part of Record Collector as well, remember?
They went into that
Yeah,
once they finished with the Beatles run. August 76 was number four, and I think I might have been around about that, or
yeah.
number six or so. So around about that
So,
time.
so you had 10 of them. You got about 10 of those binders in the 80s
Yes, and then
for
I had a
Christmas.
pile of all the other Beatle
Mhm.
magazines because they went into obviously whenever the run finished uh, of the actual Beatle Monthly.
Hmm.
Beatle Monthly was the magazine from back in the 60s, plus an outer cover of four
Hmm.
pages, which
Hmm.
did with more sort of recent stuff in the
Hmm.
70s. So it was pretty good,
But
very good, good
we
magazine.
were talking off air there. You were saying that you liked those magazines because you bought them before John
Before John
Lennon.
died, that's right, because in about episode, in about book number six or seven, well, number six or seven, at that time they went through the various Beatles solo careers.
Hmm.
Like they did Paul, John, and George, whatever.
Hmm.
And the John one was obviously before he died, so he wasn't quite the saint
Hmm.
as he
Yeah.
was. It's good.
Well, I'll go on to mine, and I bought very little Beatles stuff because I'm not the huge Beatles fan, although I do have all their albums. But the only thing really, I bought two things. One, I'm going to have to show for another question. I bought the Ringo Starr CD, Time Takes Time, and I remember this coming out in 1992, and I was going to buy it at the time just because Jeff Lynne had produced a couple of tracks off it. But when I looked at the track listing, he hadn't written any track listing at all, so I never bought it. But this is a big fan favorite with the Beatles community, I know that, and I have played it, and it is decent. And my favorite track of it is, again, I need to get these glasses out. It's After All These Years, which is very Traveling Wilburys. So that's question one. I put
Okay,
that
I haven't heard that. Haven't
anywhere
heard
else.
many of Ringo's albums.
Okay, right. Number two, show an artist band on the Apple label other than the Beatles or solo Beatles where possible. Show the label.
Okay. Well, this one is Badfinger. Come and get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it's not mine.
That's fine.
But I could show it, so there's the,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I am actually going to show a CD. Again, it's Badfinger as well. I might show two singles as well. The Best of Badfinger is a really good CD. It too is on the rather dark
Mm.
Apple label. But I do have a couple of singles as well, and I'll show them too. One is a bit of a battered sleeve here, but it's Mary Hopkins, Goodbye. Brilliant
Good
try.
song, good
Should have
song.
been on McCartney one, and the big Mary Hopkins one, or Hopkin one, sorry. Those were the
Was
days.
that Goodbye? Is that round about the time
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road, was it?
Yeah, it's on that Abbey Road box set. That's the wee acoustic one he did, which sounds absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, question three. Beatles lyrics. Show albums that have a song with lyrics A, which you particularly like, and B, which make you cringe.
Well, which I particularly like first
Mm-hmm.
is on the Abbey Road album,
Mm-hmm.
and it is the first song on side two, Here Comes the Sun. And where did you put that?
Get the lyrics. Where did you put them?
There we go. Here we are. And it's this little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do do do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. And I just think that's a very uplifting
It is very nice.
lyric. So that's one of my favorite songs
All
ever.
right.
by
And
anybody.
then your worst lyric, your cringy
My
lyric.
cringy lyric then is, and it's not really fair, but on the Beatles White album, and it is on the
Side two.
side two of the first record, and it is "Don't Pass Me By," written and sung by Ringo, and it's just that line. I'm sorry that I doubted you. I was so unfair, and then you were in a car crash and you lost your hair. So that's just a bit.
Okay.
The rest of the song's not too bad, but that's a bit cringy.
Okay. I wasn't in a car crash, by the way. Well, my two, again, Abbey Road, but and this is an obvious choice, really. And it's from the end, the very last song, and it's and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful lyric. And then this one's not cringy, but I can never understand it, and it's from Please Please Me and Love Me Do. I just love me do just doesn't sound right. I've never heard a phrase love me do. I've heard do you love me or do you love me or please love me, but love me do, I just think sounds odd.
Wonder that a Liverpool vernacular.
It might be, you must ask your trouble and strife. You're back. Okay, number four, display a book you would recommend to other Beatles fans up to three, or a couple of books that you like.
Right, okay. Well, I've got quite a few Beatle books, but two I'd like to sort of show from whenever I first started becoming. Yeah, and this one's called All Together Now, and it's basically what you call it a stats book, and it has all the recording dates and so on, of the various Beatles songs and Beatles solos and anybody that the Beatles played with. So like George might have played guitar with somebody and then that being here. Now it's probably been this book's probably been superseded a lot by the Mark Lewinson books, but in the late 70s when I was in the Beatles, it was brilliant because it was for the Beatles songs, for example, it would for example, Rain, and beside it in brackets was the main songwriter, and then in a bit was who sung it and who was the backing vocalist and that sort of thing. So that's a good book, and it also had chart positions on America and UK, even though the UK ones weren't the BBC chart positions, but gave that an idea. The other book from the 70s, the knackered one, you can see how well read it was at the time. And it's like falling apart, so the pages falling apart. Is called The Beatles Forever, and written by an American guy called Nicholas Schaffner. And I think he's died. He died now. Was and all that. But it was great, and again it was written before John Lennon died, so he wasn't the same. That I'm a big John Lennon fan. I'm not sure whether that's faded a wee bit over the years, but certainly it's very good. One or two of the things that I remember just from it was Just he wasn't too impressed with All Things Must Pass, the George Harrison album, and he sort of said that isn't it a pity, which many people would call them as masterpieces.
Yeah.
And he sort of said, it's like mind-numbing boring.
Overfest.
And then even worse, he did two versions of it in the same album. So things like that, really.
Well, my
So
two Beatles books are this one was bought to me whenever I left work in 2012. The Beatles Illustrated Lyrics. I know it's a reissue. I know it's been going out for ages. You've got a big hard copy.
I've got that somewhere.
You've
Yeah,
got a big hard copy of that, which is a really nice book. Very nice. But my favorite Beatles book, and the only other one I have, is the complete guide to the Beatles, and these are all CD size, so they actually fit with your CDs. It goes through each album, and then it tells you about each song. And I think I've got quite a few of these actually. I did a little short video on these a while back, so those would be my two favorite Beatles books, especially the wee CD size one. Okay, number five, Anthology Controversy. Did you buy the 2025 Anthology box set in any form? Discuss your decision. Yes or no?
No, I didn't know.
Why?
Probably because you probably bought it and then I recorded it. But no, I bought the original anthologies and I bought the DVDs.
Yeah.
Was it DVDs?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And they're okay. Play them sort of once or twice really. You don't play them that often.
Yeah.
Thing is, with YouTube now, you can hear them.
Yeah.
You hear what's on it, so no real need to buy them because you don't play them more than a couple of times. The one I do like best of all those is the BBC recordings.
All
and
right.
I play about a half dozen or so of those songs quite regularly.
They're all different songs.
They are. They're all popular songs, but of all those that reissue type things, they're maybe the best ones.
Well, I bought just Anthology 4 because I had 1, 2, and 3. And it's actually not bad. I have played it once the whole way through, enjoyed it. Although the only thing I will say is Real Love, they messed it up a little bit. It's not as good as the 1996 version or 95 version or whatever it was. But it's good to have the three new songs right together at the very end. Although not in the end, I just don't rate it at all. Okay, next one. Name a Beatles song that you would like to have seen get a full Beatles treatment. All four Beatles working together to build up the song, show the album of which the song is featured.
Right. Well, should I say two?
You can say two if you want.
Right. Well, probably the obvious one that most people would want to hear would be Maybe I'm Amazed, which is, and to be honest, the first time I heard that song was the live version. I bought the single of the live one.
Yeah.
Of the Wings of America album, and that was really good. So that'd be good to see what George would do with the guitar solo and stuff. But the John Lennon song Give Me Some Truth.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one because Paul sort of quoted that at the beginning.
Yeah.
That you can see on the Get Back programs that have Paul sort of doing a wee bit of the vocals and stuff to it. So that'd be interesting to see if they did a proper, and maybe how Paul and George doing backing vocals and stuff. So that'd be good.
Wow, and you forgot to bring the albums out, but don't worry about that.
Oh, right, okay.
Mine would have been Maybe I'm Amazed, but at 98 I'd pick that. I'm going to go with I Know from Mind Games. And basically, I think this is one of the most Beatles songs, so it would be good for the whole four Beatles to play on it. But I think this is John's most Beatlesque album. I think Band on the Run is Paul's most Beatlesque album. So for me, 1973 would have been the perfect year for the Beatles to do an album. So I think the songs are great. So
a lot of people on YouTube and that think that that's the song about Paul because he says one of the lyrics is something about yesterday.
Oh, aye.
And they all say, "Oh, he's thinking about Paul," but I think it's probably more about Yoko. But you could twist it to be about Paul.
Yeah. I prefer songs like that you can interpret it different ways. But if you have a song called Oh Yoko, you can't say that's about Paul.
No, true.
Right. If you have one, show a Beatles picture disc. Are you a fan of picture disc? Yay or nay? If you don't have a picture disc, colored vinyl will work.
I don't have any picture discs. I've got 2 colored vinyls. I'll show you one though. That one is that?
Oh, you can show whichever one you want.
No, that's not good. Is that colored, is it?
Oh, it is, it's green.
Oh, right, okay. So Let it be.
That must have been bought in the late 70s,
It
Garth.
must have been. It's a white one.
Yeah. That's an actual export. It's a British pressing for export.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, same with the green one there.
What's this one?
I think a little bit
Oh,
of cryptic for your covers.
I think so.
That's,
I haven't seen those
for
even albums
years.
for years right now. And that's obviously Abbey Road.
Yeah. Well,
Um, I'm a fan of them. They look nice, but I don't know. You say they're not as good quality.
they're not as good quality. They're collector's items are for display,
Mm.
and you're not really a collector. You're I want to hear the songs, and that's it. Yeah,
Pretty much.
that's where we're different. I would collect everything. For example, an example of that is the three Paul McCartney singles that were released from Flaming Pie. I have a picture disc, and that is Young Boy, The World's Tonight, and Beautiful Night. And this was, I think, recorded or written at least in the early 90s. And then these three came out in 1997. So that's that one. Playing along rightly here.
Indeed.
Okay. For some reason, you're condemned to listen to one Beatles compilation album for the rest of your days. What do you choose? Show the album.
I did buy quite a few of the compilation albums. I bought the red and the blue ones, obviously, which sort of spoils the albums, proper albums, because I bought them before
Yeah.
quite a bit. So I was talking to Richard earlier on, like Rubber Soul, for example, half of the songs are on the red album. So whenever you play Rubber Soul, you go, oh, no, that one, that one's that, that one, and you sort of think of the other ones not quite so good as they. So, but anyway, I bought Rock and Roll, bought Love Songs,
And that one
and I
there.
bought this one. So that would be the ones that has a lot of the best stuff. A bit light on the white album stuff, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, that's a fair
yeah.
choice.
So the blue album.
Well, the one I'm going to pick actually is, although I'm more a fan of the later Beatles, I do really love this album, a collection of Beatles oldies but goldies. I used to think that was George Harrison.
No, it looks a bit like him.
I always thought that was George Harrison. I do like that psychedelic cover.
I like the back
I
cover.
love the back
Yeah.
cover. But this does have one problem. It does not feature Please Please Me on it, which is weird. It doesn't have Love Me Do on it either. But it does have Bad Boy, which is basically for the UK market and to try and sell this album. And I'm not a
I think
fan
it was
of that
left
song.
over. I think it was recording had left over. They had it on one of the American album.
I think it was sixth on it.
Six or Yesterday in the Day, one of those ones.
Yeah.
And then the no space on it.
Yeah.
It was just left over, so I had to put it somewhere.
I don't really like it.
No.
Do you feel there is an underrated Beatles song? If so, show the album on which it appears and explain why you feel it is underrated.
Right, okay. Well, it's on Revolver, which you probably think can't be any underrated album songs from Revolver, being probably one of the top one or two albums ever. But I've never really seen anybody say that I want to tell you the George Harrison third song is good, and I think it's brilliant. I love the choppy guitar. I love Paul's dissonant piano playing, and just good lyrics and that sort of thing. It's just reading up about it there this morning, and apparently it got its chance on the album because John couldn't come up with an extra song.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So thankfully for that. Yeah. So good song.
Well,
It's probably still his third best song on the album, but it's still a good song.
Well, yeah, I thought you'd have preferred that to the Indian one.
I like the Indian ones.
So do I.
Yeah.
Well, my choice is actually from Beatles for Sale, and it's What You're Doing, the Paul song. I just love the little guitar hook in it. I think it's great. I was saying to Garth earlier, it sounds to me almost like a Searchers song. It's got a bit of a When You Walk in the Room feel to it. And maybe the reason it's underrated is the first word in each verse is sort of stressed, like, look what you're doing, and then really pushing it out.
Yeah.
And also the fact it's on most people regard as their weakest album.
Yeah, quite a few songs good.
Yeah.
I quite like that song now. It's one of the songs that took a while. I like it. I love it. Like
Always
at the
loved it.
beginning, whenever
Always loved it.
that sort of
Right. Okay.
done that now.
Beatles singles. Show a Beatles 45 with a cool picture sleeve or a picture sleeve from a country other than where you survive.
No,
Or sorry, wherever you reside. Sorry. Well, I'll tell you what I'll
don't have
do.
any of those.
I'll sneak you over one, right?
Oh yeah, I bought this one in 1979.
Yeah. So
So, Wings with Little Luck,
yeah,
off the London Town album, which they did buy,
yes, he did indeed.
and did quite liked it.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
think
bit,
that's a German copy.
is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, yeah, I was. And the one I'm going to
that
show.
was like same time as Mulligan
See,
Disco,
that was
wasn't
the
it?
big follow-up to Balkan Time. That was the
The
12
single,
single,
I
aye.
got them number 5, I think, didn't it?
It did.
Charts. We'll
But
get that, yeah.
would it have done as well without the success of Balkan Time? Who
Mhm.
knows?
It is catchy,
And
but it's
what,
quite lightweight though.
yeah. One, I think this is German as well, or it could actually be, oh, no, I think is that German? No, it is
No, yeah, it
German.
is. I know your
Yeah.
Langspoon
And
album.
that
Yeah.
is Helen Wales
Mm.
with Country Dreamer. Country Dreamer's a cracking little number.
Mm-hmm.
And Helen Wales, I've always said, is Wings' or McCartney's only glam rock song because it has that sort of 1973 glam rock stomp. I love it.
Mm.
So, well, there you go. That's the Beatles Tag 2026 introduction of Mr. Garth McCook.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to carry on and try this yourself?
I do.
Yes,
So,
yes. So
bore
you should.
people to death.
And do a good Bob Dylan one.
I'll try.
Aye. Okay.
George Harrison.
Oh, God. Genesis.
Peter Gabriel Genesis.
Aye, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What about something like J.J. Barry or Rick
Yeah.
Dees and his cast of idiots?
Well, you've done the singles, haven't
Oh,
you?
ah,
Yeah.
Barry.
I'm sure there are a few even worse ones hidden away somewhere.
Well, that's us for now, folks, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now.
Okay.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.